Hello and welcome to Navigating to Success. I'm Jeff Carlton, certified focal point business and executive coach. And today I'm joined by Josh Hallahan,
Yes,
the
sir.
owner of CI Design LLC over in the Bitterroot in Missoula, Montana. Welcome, Josh.
Thank you, Jeff. So great to be here with you today. Appreciate it.
Right on. So let's jump right in and tell us
Yeah.
what CI Designs does.
So we are a marketing agency, specifically for digital marketing. So we do everything from website design, video production, search engine optimization, local Google ad management, Facebook ads, all that fun stuff. So we're a lead generating marketing agency. We've been in business for over 25 years. My dad actually started the company back in 1998. And then I've been doing it myself with two of my brothers for the last 12, 13 years now. So I kind of grew up doing it. Yeah.
Well, it's in the family. When you say we, so you've got two brothers, your dad. How many other employees, or are you just that lean?
So we're the core employees. We do have another billing and account manager, Aaron. And then I do outsource custom programming. So if we need to do any kind of custom development, like custom application building, I've got a couple guys that I've been working with for the last 8 years, but they're just technically contractors.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
So
eh,
I like to say we're a 5 to 6 person team.
so have you completely taken over as kind of running the company? Uh,
Yes. Yeah,
so
so my dad retired about 10 years ago. And so he did that for both like personal and medical reasons. And so really he had just started the company as a side gig more so. He was a carpet installer. He was in the service-based industry for many years. So he was a carpet installer and a pastor. He used to plant churches. And so he started this company with a friend of his where they were just building websites for like churches. And it was really small. It was only making like maybe 50 to 80K per year. And when my brother and I jumped in, we were like, well, we saw a need for much more. And it was also earlier on, back in like 2010. So when Facebook and social, digital marketing was really starting to pick up speed back then.
sure.
So we got into it and realized very quickly that, building someone just a website wasn't enough. They needed help with generating leads. You'd build a website and they would think, oh, it'll just show up in the search results now, like on Google, or I'll just start getting calls if we just build a website. And so we figured out that it just wasn't enough. So then I took it on myself to become a marketing expert with search engine optimization and Google ads and Facebook ads. So I mostly do that side of things. And then Caleb and Mike and my two brothers leaned more into the website development. And so they became pros at like WordPress websites and
Sure.
custom pro. Both of them can do custom programming, but they're so busy with our general like WordPress builds and client, like helping clients manage sites. So we outsource the custom programming because it's just a whole nother load of work. Um,
Right.
but
And
yeah,
that's smart. Um, if it's not enough to hold a 40-hour a week employee, outsource it
right,
to people as long as it's not absolutely time critical. Now, that's
for
a
sure.
very good strategy. So, what was one of your biggest challenges about taking over the company and running the business side as
Mhm.
opposed to doing the work?
Yeah, no, that's a great question. And it's something that I would encourage everyone something that's been a huge impact on my life is being open to learning new things. So for me, I had to learn all about, accounting, operations management, figuring out which project management tools work best for us. How does your billing cycle work? Everything from even your pricing model. whether you're just billing hourly per project, or kind of a mix of the two. I had to learn all these different strategies or methodology you can take for operations. So, um, leaning into that and learning yourself. Obviously, it helps to have mentors and consultants and counselors too, but you do need to learn some of those things yourself. You can't just wish that it would work or hire someone else to do it. It doesn't always you can't always afford to do that. So that's what I had to learn was the actual business methodology or methodology and operation side of things. That was definitely harder than just doing, search engine optimization.
Right. Well, it's becoming the CEO as opposed to the employee, right?
Right. Yep.
And
Yep.
there's a little more to it than just filing your LLC with the state.
Yeah, that's exactly right. It sure is.
Well, and hey, that's what I do is try and help people navigate those ropes and get them
Right.
through that as well.
Right.
Um, family life. Um, Tell me, because you get a lot on your plate. So you're running the business on the
Yep.
business side, but you're also working for the business in the marketing optimization. How do you balance
Right.
that?
Yeah, it's tough, like you said. There's pros and cons to a family business, right? Because it's you and your brothers running this, and sometimes the day-to-day of just getting the work done becomes dreary, and you have a hard time staying motivated to work on the business, to continue to grow the business, and then to motivate your brothers around you. It's one thing to just like kind of tell employees what to do. It's another thing when you're just an older brother, talking to the boys about what they need to do. Um, so balancing it, I guess, you need guys around you who are also motivated and driven to help grow the business. And what I like to do is, if we can, set aside at least one day a week where we block off our calendars for, and sometimes you have to do it on the weekend, but if you want to, if you're trying to help build a good work-life balance. And even I like to try to do that for my brothers as well, not just myself. We'll block off like half of a Friday to just work on the business, or block off a whole Friday if we need to. It's one of our slower days sometimes. So you just block off a day to spend time working on your business and working on tasks together just to get that stuff done, because otherwise you end up just talking about it on the weekends or talking about it while you're up playing golf, ideas for what to change or how to adjust things in your operations. And you also can't take it on all yourself either. I get into the habit of just I'll find new tools or new things I want to try. You try to just do it yourself. You got to bring others around you and give them the vision too, and help push it and set aside time to do it with them.
Yeah, I think that's really important, blocking out the schedule. So tell me about how do you, so you say you block out a half a day, but do you have a dedicated like weekly staff meeting where you guys all get together and go, hey, here's the plan for the week?
Yeah, we do that on Mondays usually. We'll do like a stand up on Mondays. And sometimes we have to do that twice a week. It depends on how many projects are in the funnel at that time. But usually we will do a stand up on just kind of what's going on for the week on Mondays and Wednesdays. And what I like to do for time management is I set up in my calendar, I block out different time slots during the day for different categories of work. So I might say, okay, on Monday mornings and Thursday mornings, I'm going to block off, 8:30 to 10 a.m. And all I'm going to work on is search engine optimization products or projects. And then I'll have a block, an hour for emails before lunch. So, 10:30 to 11:30, thereabouts, just respond to emails. And then take meetings from like 1 to 3, and then 4 to 5, I'll wrap up, something else. And I'll try to spread that out throughout the week too. So time management is huge, and adhering to it, making sure that you actually stick with it as much as you can. sometimes you can't. You got to take a meeting. You got to change something up. But I do like to categorize your hours, your block off hours for different categories of work. Um, and then yeah, like on a Friday, like we'll make a list of tasks that we need to do maybe on our website or something internally with our project management tools and work on that as a whole team together, on a Friday if we can.
No, that's a great structure. I think I know where you got it from. You threw a few keywords out, but we'll talk about that after we wrap up.
Okay.
I think I think we've got a few clues where you might have picked up that structured schedule from.
Okay.
But
Okay.
I want to ask you a question. So you mentioned your website and everything. You're a marketing company. How do you market yourself?
So I practice what I teach, which is organic search engine optimization for specific keywords. So niche-based keywords. We will get our site to rank for specific keywords in Google, and that's where most of our leads come in. And then the website itself has to do a lot of the work as well. It has to present what we offer, why we're better, our reviews. I don't do pricing on our website, at least not right now. That could change later if we get around to that. But
Well,
that's
everybody.
because I like to.
Yeah,
What's that?
yeah. I mean, it's like selling shoes. I mean, everybody has a different size shoe, so you got
Exactly.
to try them on before you know. So you have a kind of a passive marketing approach where you're out there. If you're looking for me, you can find me. What do you do as far as creating brand awareness to people
Hmm.
that aren't searching for you? They don't know they need your service.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm actually, to be honest, getting into that more recently, which is why I just started a YouTube channel where I'm going to do a lot of free advice on search engine optimization, on lead generation, Facebook ads. I really want to become more of a teacher in that sense. And so that will help our brand awareness too, is really picking up our own social media marketing and content creation because we've been so busy from our passive model for so many years to where we almost feel like we've tapped that out to a point. At least with this brand, I have other ideas for more brands and different niches we could get into. But previously, that passive model has been working fine, but I am starting to get more into. I'm going to start using LinkedIn more, building more of a personal brand to help raise brand awareness for the company itself.
Are you focused? Tell me about your client base. Are you locally focused or are you nationals, statewide,
Yeah,
or
it's
something both?
mostly national and international. So I mentioned earlier that my dad kind of started the company where they built websites for churches specifically. So we actually kind of stumbled into, well, I shouldn't say stumbled into because there was work put into it, but we found this niche where a lot of churches and nonprofits need websites, but that also business owners wanted to work with a Christian company. They wanted to work with a company where they felt like they were working with a team of Christians with integrity. Because especially back then, the internet was still wasn't there wasn't as much trust for brands online, especially website designers. Like everybody and their mom was doing it. And I mean, I still get stories of people just getting burned by web designers or freelancers or Fiverr guys or whatever it is. So we really kind of found this. So if you Google like Christian website design or Christian website designers, that's one of our key phrases. We're either number one or number two organically for that on a national level. And so I mean, that's where we get most of our leads from. So I work with people in New Zealand and England and, Atlanta, here locally, really doing a lot of work with people on a national basis, a lot of Zoom calls. Um, and that also taught us a lot about different businesses and different business industries and categories. I mean, some of our clients are, they install underground dog fences out in Atlanta, and they've got like three crews doing that. or they'll just be like a life coach, in Ohio that calls us and needs help with just a basic small website, and they want to do some search engine optimization in their area just as a life coach. So I've really worked in so many different local geographic areas on search engine optimization and different types of businesses that we've kind of found our niche, mostly helping small business owners um, with like local marketing efforts, or churches and nonprofits who are actually working on bigger um, on a national scale. So we kind of do all of it.
That's pretty granular.
Yeah.
That's definitely, you definitely found a niche. Um,
Yep.
it's and and I would say you're on the fortunate side because a lot of people go years before they find or identify what their niche is going to be. Um,
Yeah, absolutely.
and
That's
so
half of what I help people figure out is, what is your niche? How do you set yourself apart? Even as a local business provider, I was just talking to, there's a new asphalt company here in Missoula, and he was just talking about this, just what a kind of monopoly one of the asphalt plants has around here, and how expensive it is, and their only competitor. I won't name names, but just saying. So we were talking mostly about how are we going to set ourselves apart from that. And sure, it's like being the first to pick up the phone, being the first to talk to the lead. Um, but there are still principles or inherent principles you have to figure out to set yourself apart, or you won't take those sales from a monopolized niche.
no, absolutely, and you can't just cut your price because you gotta be able to pay the bills at the end of the month.
Yep.
So as we get ready to wrap up here, um, it sounds like you guys are on the cusp of maybe going into a growth trajectory. What are your
Yeah.
future plans? What do you look like in 12 months or 36?
Yeah. No, thank you for asking. So for us, my biggest goal, like I said, is kind of building that personal brand, but with that comes the we want to become more of an education resource to our clients rather than just the hands-on services. So what I mean is, yes, we can build the website for you. We can do the search engine optimization. We can, do all these things. A lot of that does eventually become expensive. Even if you're running a profitable business, like the cost of Google Ads has just gone up so much lately, inflation, all these different things. So what my goal right now, something we're actively working on, is to build out education options where we can teach you how to do things yourself, and not have to hire a marketing consultant or a marketing agency to like do the search engine optimization for you. I just made a video on like 3 things you can do yourself to start ranking in Google search results without hiring anybody. And to be honest, it's pretty easy stuff. It might not move the needle enough for you, but it's more than you can get for what more you can get more out of it than paying someone else to do it. So education things, we want to build courses, we want to build education around how do you market in your local area, or even making a website yourself, stuff like that, so that we're not only offering the hands-on work, but we can also give education resources to our clients.
That's fantastic. That's great, teach uh teach someone to fish instead of just give them the fish. Um,
Exactly. Yeah. So kind of like you becoming more of a consultant than just me doing it for you kind of thing.
right on. I appreciate that. Well, that takes us about to time for this episode, unfortunately.
That's
Um,
okay.
any any parting words of wisdom for an aspiring entrepreneur or new business owner?
Yes. Lean into educating yourself and investing in yourself as much as you can. Don't be afraid to be. Some guys are calling it a generalist these days. 'While it's important to become a specialist at certain things, it's also important to be flexible enough to learn new things, learn about QuickBooks, take the time to learn about operations, read books on sales, educate yourself on the principles of business, all these like life hacks and AI and stuff. Um, it's they don't they don't grow your business for you. They just make you better at growing a business, but you still have to be good at building and growing a business. So
Yeah.
learn the founding principles, all the AI and little cheat sheets and life hacks and ice baths are not going to make you rich. Doing the work well and learning the principles will do that. So
I
that's what I
don't
would say.
endorse
That's what I've kind of
ice
leaned into.
baths, but AI is like replacing your shovel with a backhoe.
Yep.
I
Yeah.
totally get what you're saying. I totally get what you're saying. No, I appreciate it.
Exactly.
Well, Josh, thank you very much for joining me for this episode, and
You
thanks
too, Jeff. Thank you.
everybody for joining me on navigating to success. This has been a great business journey explored. So we'll see you all next time. Josh,
Thank
take
you.
care.
Thank you, guys. Bye.